Do you see yourself as not quite on his level?
I do, all the time, and
What's that about?
I feel like he's sort of done that to me. I feel like I'm lost.
Guys, if you're new to the channel, make sure you like, share, subscribe, click on the bell button for notification of the uploads. And for those of you returnees, well, you know the song, baby. You got the minerals, you got the minerals. Let's get into the video, baby. Mazzoline, stay hydrated.
Stay hydrated.
So let's kick it off strong. So I want to talk about the bonfire in this particular episode. So what was really interesting is that with Erica, she's a beautiful girl. You know, she seems to have some level of intelligence as well. You know, and you know, like I said, she loves this guy that she's with, Kendall. Unfortunately, what's happened here is that she does have a level of green about her, which is that she's got some naivety about her. When I say green, she's fresh, right? Because she's looking at the relationship in a way where she's consistently trying to attain his standard.
I know it's really hard for him, but he's just so mature and wise and advanced, I feel like, that he doesn't necessarily, like, things don't...
Right? We saw that from episode 1, but now episode 2, we're going to hear more about it. And the more about it is her comparison to him. She says the words she uses for him is that he's so wise, so mature, so advanced, okay? And I noticed that she compared herself to that and said she's not there yet, right? And the problem with this is that she isn't going to be there because he's always going to shift the goalposts, as you said yourself, right? You're telling on yourself. But when you go into a relationship and you don't know your self-worth, you don't know your vision, your goals, you don't have boundaries for how you can keep yourself intact, meaning that you do your own thing, that you're not lost in their world. You know what I'm saying? When you don't have that in place, this happens, okay? Now, boundaries being broken oftentimes are a signal of a person really looking for someone to love them the way they're loving them, right? They have no boundaries, they have no bounds because they themselves, okay, have no discipline. Okay, and the second point of that, which is really more important, I think, for why people don't keep good boundaries, is because of what they value themselves as and what they see themselves as.
Thing is, oh, you're not enough, or you know, you don't have it figured out, or you're incapable of doing that. I don't know.
They don't see themselves as being valuable, so they give no boundary to other people. When you consider yourself valuable, and whether it's arrogant or whether it's humble, you give good boundaries because you understand you need time for you. You need time to do your thing.
I want to do whatever makes the other person happy, and I don't think twice about it. And that's the problem. I've now given all of myself to someone else, and I don't have anything left.
And so you hear her say that, you know, she gives everything to the point where she has nothing left. That, again, is similar to what people pleasers do. But, you know, I want to be very frank and say, look, you, sis, have a duty to yourself to be able to maintain healthy lines of boundaries so that you have time for you. If you're getting up at 4 a.m. in the morning to cook, clean, and iron his shirts, where was the time for you if you always have to cater to him? That's what she said to Lex in her date. And I don't want to go too much in that because that's a part 2. But to Lex, she was saying, obviously, like, she gives everything in that relationship to a point where it feels like it's a business. Now, that means that you are no longer a co-equal person. You are an employee. That's why you mentioned the word business.
Relationship feels like I feel like I'm operating in a business.
Oh, really?
Okay, you don't mention the word partner because you're feeling like you're being commanded, subjected to, you're being ordered and commanded, but you're not having the same, same relationship your way back. And when I say way back, you're not getting the same thing from him towards you. That's speaking to the needs. Right, and our needs are different, so we don't want the exact same thing. What we're looking for is the application of somebody trying to do for you as you're doing for them, meeting my needs. And he isn't doing that right now. That's why it's an employee relationship, because the employee fulfills the role of the manager, and at the end of the day they get a bonus, but they're not fulfilling your needs necessarily. Do you understand? Yeah. And so you it's a one-way transactional system at the moment that she's experiencing. Okay. And she's, like I said, she's given everything that she has to him, and there's nothing left for herself. Okay. And then she said, obviously, that she talks but she doesn't actually believe it. Like, she talks a good game, right? At one point, Mark told her, you said obviously you saw yourself in the mirror for the first time, and now you had some time for yourself. She mentioned that she's going to be a bit more selfish. She's going to spend more time with herself. She's going to be a bit more her, and have individuality.
And today, for the first time, I was like, I love myself. Like, I'm gaining this sense of self-love, and I'm a giver.
But she later on then said, obviously, that she believes that she's talking a good game.
But now I feel like I don't believe. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I just talk, and I keep talking until I actually believe what I'm saying.
But she doesn't have the belief for it. And the reason why she doesn't have a belief for it is because in order to do this thing, you have to talk it, then do it, right? And if you've been used to talking and not doing, which he's kind of said, obviously, like she doesn't follow through, it's an indication of you don't believe it because you don't do it. Like a lot of women might say, look, a man can't do this to me, X, Y, and Z, but they say it, but do they believe it, and do they actually execute it? Because that's another thing. You can say it, you can say it and believe it, but do you do it? Do you act upon it? That's the major thing right there. And right now, she hasn't shown that. And this is her opportunity on the show to show herself that she actually believes what she says and not just say it as hot air. I think she's got used to talking. She's got used to faking it till she makes it with Kendall. Right, the faking it part to make it is that in regards to his standards. It feels like obviously she can't meet his standards, so she's always had to talk a good game. That's what gets her over the line. That's what keeps her in the relationship. But now you have to actually now put some action to play. That's the tough part for her. All right. So yes, she saw Erica in the mirror. She saw strength, and she saw the little girl, and saw herself finally for the first time. But now it needs to go beyond just you seeing yourself and actually acting it out. And that's the tough part, because oftentimes it means losing something. Because anytime you have to change position, that's a sacrifice. You have to sacrifice something. What needs to go? It may be him. What needs to go? It might be your people-pleasing tendencies. What needs to go? My comfortability in not voicing how I actually feel. What needs to go? You making him the idol. These are all sacrifices that need to be made. And sacrifices involve blood oftentimes. They hurt. They involve mutilation. All right? And in this case, what I'm talking about is the mutilation is simply that you yourself have to do some cutting away of certain things from yourself. You don't necessarily need them.
I'm not an individual. I don't know why that's the first thing that comes to mind. I don't know why the first thing is, oh, you're not enough, or you don't have it figured out, or you're incapable of doing that.
To a point where she's also saying as well that she doesn't know why she even, her first thought is not that she's enough, but her first thought is that she's not good enough. That speaks to your self-esteem, and she's ingested a lie from him that you're not good enough, right? And that's part of his controlling nature that comes across in the relationship, that signals and tells her you're not good enough. Because whenever you get someone who's controlling and micromanaging, it means that you're not good enough to handle what you're doing right now, so I have to micromanage you. That's what it speaks to. So you've been micromanaged, made to be accountable, him hands-on, and now you don't believe how good you are because you don't know.
Stay hydrated.
You don't see yourself on his level. You don't see yourself as a co-equal. You yourself don't see yourself as a co-equal. How would he see you as a co-equal? Right? And that's why she mentioned the word so wise, so mature, and so advanced. And let me say this as well. If he is so advanced, so wise, and so mature, then how come right now he's now whining on Alexis? He's not that mature. He might be mature in areas, as in he might be mature in what he wants to do in life, what he wants to get out of life. He has a plan for what he wants to see for his life, but that doesn't make him fully mature. It just means he has a plan for his life, right? And so the lie that's been sold to you is that he's so much better. He's so much better. He's so much bigger, so much stronger, so much quicker, so much more intelligent than you.
Do you see yourself as not quite on his level?
I do, all the time. And
what's that about?
You are doing well to be in his presence, in a sense. That's the lie, right? Like I said, it might not be the right relationship for you, but that's the lie. And the lie is perpetrated because you don't know who you are. The lie is perpetrated because when you look in the mirror, you don't know the truth of who you are. You haven't got to grips with you. This is why singleness is important. Get into grips of who you are. But singleness not alone, but singleness with work. Get into grips of who you are and what you're about, what you like, what you don't like, what you're willing to accept, what you are willing to accept. Having standards, they're all important, right? So that, you know, this is all part of the positional problem, I guess, with you know, Erica and Kendall at this moment as
It's like I've never been surrounded by so many people and still felt like I
well. And so when she saw the video of him, you know, dancing with the girl, I know her heart broke. I know her heart was trashed. You know, I know her heart was breaking inside, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? Because she really believed that, she knew that in the back of her mind something was not correct. She knew this. She felt those red flags going on. The moment when she saw him go up to collect Alexis from the selection process, right? She felt away because when he got there, he barely called her name before she went out. She knew, right? Because they've been funking and doing madness already beforehand. Not that, I don't know if they had sex, but they've definitely been getting to know each other very well.
The thing that rubbed me the wrong way is the fact that he didn't even get all the way to the girl. She just stepped out like she knew that he was going to choose her, and then he
Stay hydrated.
You know, they've been getting to know each other very, very well. And, you know, again, we're seeing that Kendall's drawn to this bad girl, Alexis, seductress. But, bro, like, you are here to find out if she is the one for you. If Erica's the one for you, you're not going to find out if you're going to be dealing with temptresses and seductresses, bruv. That it's so bait that she's doing this, like, bro, that you're falling for it as well. You're just excited to get your peen in, bro. Like, yo, bro, that, again, I said it again, it speaks more to him than it does to her. If you're drawn to a girl with bad vibes, okay, it's just sexual energy. And if you're drawn to that, that speaks more to where your mindset is really at. This is why I said the mature, the advanced situation. You sure, girl? Yeah. Not only that, you know, the situation where you know, he basically the situation where obviously where he goes to collect her. Why does he hold her hand? He's already long gone. And why does he ignore you, Erica? The reason why he's ignoring you when you said hi, Baba,
Something, and I'm like looking at Kendall. I feel like the second I made eye contact, he like looked away. And I told him, we're sitting down, I'm like trying to look at him like, I love you.
it's because he's already gone. His mind is already gone, and he doesn't want any more guilt looking at you, so he's ignoring you. Okay, holding Alexis' hand means a level of intimacy that he's already at. He's gone. His mind is gone. He's lost, swole. He's finished. The dance that he did with her, that was so sensual and sexual, my friend. He's gone. And this is not Love Island where they don't know each other and they go into Casa Amor. You understand? This is you now in a relationship you've been for 2 years. And the minute you see Alexis, you're out here doing Magic Mike stuff. Come on. Your mind was already slipping. That's why you're on this show. You know, your mind already slipping. This is a confirmation for Erica to get her bags packed, ready to go home. Okay, so when she said obviously he was being, and it's funny because her wording is interesting to her mindset. She goes, when he was walking across and she saw him and he wouldn't, when he was coming in and he saw her, she said, oh, he was so laser focused. No, he wasn't. He was ignoring you. Wrong language. He wasn't laser focused. That puts a more positive spin that he was focused on the task. No, he ignored you. And the way she put the laser focus speaks to what she views as how she's viewing the situation. She's viewing it, I would say, incorrectly. Reason why, she doesn't want to think that he's moving mad. But he was not laser focused. He ignored her. Simple as. You telling me he didn't see you and hear you, darling?
when he was just so like laser focused. I bet that. So then I tried to tell myself, you know what? Like, this is it. This is the start of your journey. Embrace it and be present.
He didn't even look for you, darling. All right? That's to let you know the kind of relationship you're in at the moment. It doesn't take a day before the guy's moving mad. Yeah? So in his head, it's already gone, man. Do you know what I'm saying? And so for me, man. And what makes it even more disrespectful is that this girl, Alexis, actually said she's coming for your man from jump. So when you see him drawing her hand and walking across the park or whatever to sit down and finally, you know, that's his date and everything. I don't know what's running through your head, sis. I'm scared for you. I'm sorry for you because I can see how painful that is. You thought you didn't have nothing to worry about. You knew you had something to worry about at the time, right? But it's the fact that this girl has easily snatched him from the fires, like easily, so quickly. She didn't have to do anything. You know what I'm saying? She didn't really have to do anything, and he's fallen. That again says that's speaking to a kind of guy that you're with. He's not worth your time. It so seems like at this point in time, okay? And so, like I said, the fact that it's that girl is disrespect to Erica as well. What I would say is also as well, like, you know, when the video of T was playing, you know, she said about how she thought that they were there to learn, you know, for him to learn to see if he can be a better partner or things that he can learn to do better. Sis, this is why the conversation is so important. He's not there for that. That's why he said no rules. The way he's behaving with Alexis, that is why there's no rules at this particular point in time, right? So when you're having your conversation with Lex and telling him about breaking down and saying, you know, you've always been given to Kendall, you know, Kendall's out here not caring.
Grabs her by the hand. So it has me thinking, what has gone on with you guys?
And ladies are with, and look, you notice, you've seen the signs. I don't need to point them out. You see the signs in your relationships from early, but you ignore them because you're in a hope that he's going to change. Sometimes you just need to walk. Sometimes you just say, I need to have confidence in myself, and if you're really about it, you'll know what to do, but I'm going to walk. He's always had this in his locker. This is nothing new. And he uses show as an excuse to move mad. You know, even when he was talking to Alexis, he was like, oh, you know, it's so dangerous to look at you. I can't look at you for 30 seconds otherwise. The guy's got sex in the brain. I can't look at you otherwise what? You know exactly what it is. He's on sexual energy. He's taking advantage right now of this freedom, and he's going to get one in. That's literally what it is. And there's no connection in terms of relationship. So no matter how much he talks trash about it, it's only the fact that he's concerned with him getting his peen wet. That's exactly what it is. Okay. And so what I would say though, there was a cute moment between Alexis and him where she was holding him up in the water because he wasn't a great swimmer. That was relationship stuff. I'm not gonna lie to you, but I just don't think she is. Although she talks about how she wants somebody to find out about her emotions, the speed, the energy, the fact that they're already starting to whine the way they're whining already, talking the way they're talking. I know that energy.
Stay hydrated.
Don't get twisted. I like a flirt. I like a little bit of a banter. I like to get a bit, a little bit freaky with a girl. You know what I'm saying? I like to have a bit of fun that way, right? But I know when I'm truly interested in you, not that I don't flirt with you, but there's a level that I'm not trying to go to too quickly, because really and truly, what I want to know is, have you got a connection? Sex is cool, but I need to know I can have more than a connection than that, you know? Man. Like I said, she's felt the gut instinct, and she should go with it. That's why she was crying to the girls before Bonfire that, you know what, he didn't even look at her when she was there. He didn't say I love you back. They're all indications that he's about to move mad. Okay. All right, but your mindset dictates how you speak. That's why I said the whole laser focus comment was an indication of her mindset. She can see the signs. It's a double yellow line, but she's not willing to make that jump and say, "Hey, look, he's gone, bruv." Do you know what I'm saying? Right? It could be early days too, because obviously watching a video of him whining a girl doesn't necessarily mean anything too tough. But I think you know your man very well. I think you know him very well. I know she said obviously he looks like a completely different person now because the veil has been torn before your eyes. You can no longer be naive about his behavior now. You have to now acknowledge it. Okay? So yeah, guys, I don't know. Let us know what your thoughts are. Like, share, subscribe, click on the bell button for notifications that are up and lows. We appreciate you. Stay locked and stay loaded, people. Yeah.